Welcome everybody and good afternoon. Right now I'm in my new home, or excuse me, flat, apartment, however you call it, wherever part of the world you're in Phoenix, Arizona area. Right now it's almost 1:30 in the afternoon, which means being July 7th, I believe this is, it's 109 degrees outside. Yes, extremely hot. Just imagine putting your oven up to cooking temperature, waiting for it to get up to that temperature, opening the oven door. That's exactly what it feels like outside. Very dry, very hot, but not as uncomfortable as where I used to live in Miami Beach, where the temperature wouldn't get this high, but the humidity would be about the same, which means it was just very sticky and sweaty and miserable if you go outside there in the summer, much less the rain, which of course here is very infrequent. But another reason I'm doing this, I'm inside in somewhat air-conditioned comfort. So, Sony has discontinued the RX10 Mark IV, still my favorite camera. You still might be able to find it for sale in some of the other large camera retailers, or even in small ones. If you do find it, go ahead and buy it. It's one of the best cameras and still is, I think, for travel, street photography, what have you, just because of the long lens capability, all in one package, 24 to 600 millimeter. Very versatile camera. I don't think you'll find anything else to replace it. Hopefully, maybe somebody will make another one that exceeds its specifications or what have you, but I don't think they will, just because of the number of, let's say, iPhones and, portable devices that are out there now. But for thus, we who like photography and like to have that focal range availability, also to crop in and still have a usable picture, I think that's one of the best cameras to have. And speaking of cropping, I know there's some people out there that go, oh, you don't crop a picture. Whatever picture you take, that's the picture you have to use. Well, in some instances, you can't get close enough or you can't get far away enough in order to take a picture, what they call your mobile tripod, which is your feet, or your mobile zoom, which is your feet as well. So I don't get the thinking behind that, because people have been altering photography ever since it's probably been born, to fit their needs and uses. Also the fact of, editing your photos to some extent. Brightness, maybe even exposure, color saturation, what have you. Because basically you're the artist behind the camera. You're the eye behind the camera. What you envision your shot to be is up to you. Now in some competitions where it's what they call SOC, or straight out of camera, sure, I get that. They do allow some minor modifications, but here's the nice thing about using iPhoto in Apple, which is what I use, so that's what I'm relating this to, is you can have your altered quote-unquote photo, and you can basically back that, because they have a algorithm in there, or software, where your altered photo, you can bring it back to the photo that was taken before with no alterations, and you can keep both. So if somebody wants to see what it looked like before and after, you have that capability in iPhoto. I can't remember what it's exactly called, but basically you'll find it in the top right-hand corner, and it'll have that capability there. So if you want to see what it looked like before or after, it's kind of nice to see how much it was altered or how little it was altered. I don't really alter mine a lot, so that's up to you. But that feature is there. Number two, onto the camera industry in whole. I think it's still thriving to some extent. especially with, Nikon coming back up, Canon coming a little bit down. Sony really hasn't released that much lately. Some of it might have to do with the tariffs, because some of those prices of those cameras have gone up. But to those of us that are still in, not the industry, but in using the camera, having it with us when we go outside, capturing, thoughts, capturing scenes, it still gives us, more flexibility than it does, with a portable device, meaning an Android phone, iPhone, what have you. They still have very small sensors, so there's, not a lot you can do with the picture you actually take, but again, that's probably going to change as well. But, come see, come saw. But I'd like to thank everybody for subscribing to this channel, and if you're new, please subscribe. I just like to see, that people like what I do, but also something new that comes along you might be interested in, or if you have any comments, please leave them. I reply to everything that I see. Sometimes it might be a week or two if I'm busy doing something or not, but usually it's within a couple days. So I appreciate the people that have subscribed, and I do look at their channels as well, so we can be one big community. Now, what's playing behind me is some of my favorite pictures on my TV, which I have the screensaver set up for my top 50 captures. And the reason I'm doing that is the website which I had linked to this endeavor, sadly I have closed it down. And the big reason is it was costing me a little north of $40 a month in order to have a store attached to it so people could, hopefully buy my photos, framed, unframed, what have you. And I was using Squarespace, which is, it's a good website tool. But when you have a store attached to it, that's basically the charge per month. And I had one item that I sold on that, and that was to myself just to see what it looks like when they shipped it. And it was very nice. But again, I've had it up for probably 5-6 months and just nothing. So, well, you got to try it, okay? But again, there's so much competition out there. I can't remember the number of photos that are uploaded to Instagram and social media sites like that, which I really do not, I don't post myself just because it's time consuming and there's really no relevancy to it, other than if you like likes. There's just millions upon millions each day that are uploaded, and it's a very crowded atmosphere. So I don't know how much real photography work is out there on the web. I could have been doing it wrong. Who knows? But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that that's shut down. But again, photography is one thing you can enjoy yourself, because whatever you're liking to take a picture of, or what gets you out of the house with the camera, it's all for your enjoyment in the end. So don't feel slighted if nobody likes your work or your vision or your artistry. If you like it, hey, good on you. I mean, that's what photography is. It's a means of expression. And maybe somebody will, stumble upon it, and you might have a great benefit in that. But that's what gets me out the door when it's not 108 or 109 degrees outside, because I just like to capture something that you might see once and not see again. You can stumble upon something that's happenstance, capture it, and be able to keep it. Oh, one other thing, meaning the temperature outside. I've gone out there before when it's this hot, and especially with I have a Nikon D850, which I purchased just because that's, I think, the last greatest DSLR full frame camera, okay, which is not a mirrorless camera. Still uses, you know, the prism eyepiece, as you like to call it. But I did get a 200 to 500 zoom with that. And when I was outside, and I was outside for probably about an hour, that lens and body got incredibly hot. And now I know why a lot of those long lenses that people use are manufactured in white, because of the reflectiveness of the white color. I really thought it was just a statement, you know, where, oh, this is an expensive lens because it's white. Nope, nope, there's a reason behind that. So I just found that to be somewhat amusing, I guess. But if you have any questions or queries or what have you, please feel to drop me a line in the comments. And till next time, see you again. Bye-bye now.